Hello and welcome to this video. So in this video I'm going to show you how to place trade on the Binomo platform. All right, but placing trade is quite very easy. So when you learn how to place trade, then you can go ahead and watch my next video so you learn how to deposit on your broker. Okay, so now the platform is working correctly, and right now I'm going to log into my own personal account. Mind you, if you do not have an account, I already showed you in my previous video how you can create your own account. So this is the Binomo trading platform interface, okay? And you can see this is the demo section up here where we are given 10,000 US dollars to test the market, okay? And you are going to see the chart, of course, and you can see this is the time frame for our trades. We are going to set it to 1 minute. Make sure you click on that. Right here you are going to select 1 minute. So if we want to trade for 5 minutes, you select 5 minutes. If our signal is 30 minutes or 1 hour, then you select it. Just select whatever our signal is, okay? But usually right now it is 1 minute signals, okay? So the next thing which you want to do is to actually set how much you want to be trading with, okay? So like the amount you want to enter your trade with. Now on each trade we have 3 stages. Make sure you take notes. We have 3 stages on each trade rather, and the very first stage is the first entry stage, where you are going to go exactly with your first entry amount. Okay, so let's say your first entry amount is 100 US dollars. Just an example right here, because this is a tutorial video, so it all depends on your trading capital. And if you are trading with naira, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you manage your capital very well. Okay, so let's say your first entry is 100 US dollars and you enter a trade. So let me show you how to actually enter any trade when we drop a signal right now. So this is how our signals usually look like. Okay, this is the currency card JPY. So we are trading 1 minute, and this is the direction call, and this is the entry time, which is 1:40. Okay, so right now if you want to select your currency pair, you just click up here. You are going to be seeing crypto IDX. Just search for the one that you want to trade on, card JPY, according to the signal, and now we have it. Okay, so now check the time down here. Check the time here. Once we have 1:40, then we can enter the trade, and it's going to be a call trade according to the signal. So this is the call right here, this is the call down below, and this is the put. So if we say call, it means we want you to click on the green button, and if we say put, it means we want you to click on the red button. Okay, so now we're gonna click on call. So although the time has already passed, but I'm just going to enter the trade, at least for you all to understand exactly how it works. Okay, so right now let's watch patiently and see the results of our trade. So if you want to see your ongoing trade, it's quite very easy. Already you can see the ongoing trade over here. Okay, you can see it over here, and of course you can see how much you are going to get as profit. I traded with 100 US dollars and I'm going to be getting 180 US dollars. So now I'm left with very less than 5 seconds now, which means immediately that countdown has ended, I have successfully won that particular trade. Okay, because I still have the candlestick above my entry time. Okay, so which means I won that trade successfully. So if you click on this section that says view open trade, then you are going to see the trade which you have placed on the platform. As you can see, this is the recent trade which I placed just right now, and you can see I won the trade. Now let's have one more trade and see how it goes as well. Don't forget, make sure you always watch your investment amount over here. So I still have 100 US dollars as my investment amount, so you can decrease it. As a matter of fact, if you have, let's say you have $100 on your trading balance, you can actually get your first entry to be around 10 US dollars or 20 US dollars. Okay, because like I said, we are going to be having 3 stages for our trades. We are going to be having 3 stages, right? And each of the stages you need to multiply your capital by 2 or by 3. So let's assume you have a loss on the first entry, which is 100 US dollars. Then the second entry, you are going to multiply your 100 US dollars by 2 or by 3. Then if you win on the second entry, then that's a good win, which means you are going to recover from all the losses and recoup all your profits. Okay, and of course if you lose on the second entry, then you are going to have the third entry, so which means the third entry is then going to be your initial capital multiplied by 9. Okay, so which means 100 US dollars multiplied by 9, and if you win that particular one, then boom, you successfully recover from your loss and recoup your profit. So that's how it works. Now I'm going to explain that particular strategy in another video as we go further on this particular channel. Okay, so make sure you stay tuned and watch the next video that explains the martingale strategy. Like I said, this is the time countdown for your trade. So once you've watched your time countdown over here, then make sure you do not exceed the entry time. So this is the time frame. Always set it to 1 minute. If our signal is not 1M, then if it is 5M, then you know that you are going to select 5M over here. Okay, so and that's how it works. And this is another signal right now. We have EURNZD. Okay, and now it's still 1 minute. It's always 1 minute. Like I said, the entry time is 1:46, and we have to click on the call button, okay, which is the green button. So let's head over to the broker right now and do just that. We are entering the trade by 1:46, and let's check properly. You are going to see that right now it is 1:45. Okay, you can see it's 1:45, and we are having a few seconds, so we are going to enter 1:46. So right now this is my entry capital. Don't forget to always set it. Okay, so once it is 1:46 over here, I'm going to click on the call button, and that is how I'm going to enter the trade. Okay, so now it's 1:46 and I have successfully clicked on the call button. Okay, so let's wait patiently for the result of this trade. If it happens to be a win, then we are good to go. Okay, so now check the time countdown over here. Check the countdown. So if we win this trade, I'm getting $180 US, but if we lost it, then you should know I'm losing $100, of course. And my first martingale is then going to be $300 US, which means I have to multiply the first entry capital by 3. So already when you discover that the time countdown is going and the trade is getting to be a loss, just make sure you multiply your initial capital by 3 and increase it to about $300, depending on how much you are trading with. If you are trading with Naira, if your first entry is 2,000 Naira, then your 2,000 Naira multiplied by 3 is going to be what? It's going to be 6. That means you have to turn that 2,000 Naira to 6,000 Naira for the for the first martingale. That is second entry. Okay, so right now you can see I won this trade, and now let's go ahead and check open trade. So now you can see how effective my signals are, because I am winning all these trades right now. You can see it's already 2 wins right now. Very effective and straightforward. Okay, all right, this is another signal, AUDJPY, and right now we are entering the trade 150, and it's a put trade. That means we are actually clicking on the down button. Okay, so AUDJPY. So right now we are going to change the currency pair to AUDJPY. Of course, you already know how to change the currency pair by entering it into the search bar over here. Okay, just enter it into the search bar and you are good to go. So once you find it, you just want to select it by tapping on it, and once you tap on it, it's going to open up for you on the broker page like this. So now you need to check your entry time properly. Okay, according to the signal, we are entering the trade by 150, I think. Okay, 150, and this is 149. So right now, once it is 150, we are going to click on puts. That means we are clicking on the red button. Okay, so now I have clicked on it, and let's wait patiently for the result of this trade. So if this happens to be a loss, of course, I'm going to show you how to enter the first martingale, that is second entry. Okay, so right now the trade is getting to be a loss, and I just hope it's be a loss till down so that I can explain the first martingale for you. Okay, so now I'm gonna increase my capital already to $300 so that whenever I want to enter the martingale, I just need to enter it directly. So check the time counts down for this trade. It's also showing up here. Okay, so you're going to see the countdown. Once that countdown has finished and you discover that you lost that trade, then you want to quickly click on the down button again. Okay, so click on the same direction that you are trading on for that particular signal. So now the time countdown is about to finish, and now I'm going to click on the same direction. Okay, so now I have clicked on it, and we are patiently waiting for the result of this particular trade. Okay, so that is first martingale. So that is how to enter your first martingale. Immediately you discover that the time countdown for the previous entry has finished, then you want to click on the direction button again so that you are going to have a win probably by the end of that second trial. But if you still do not have a win by the end of the second trial, then the third trial is going to give you a win. Okay, so for the third one, I can actually increase my capital to 600 right now, so, or I can increase it to 900 US dollars. Okay, so it all depends on how much you are trading with, like I said. So you can decide to be multiplying your own capital by 2, and you can decide to be multiplying it by 3. You can decide to be multiplying it even by 1.5. It all depends on you. So now this time countdown is about to finish as well, and once it has finished, I'm going to click on down again because that one happens to be a loss as well. Okay, so this is my second martingale. So like I said, you can see now that we have 3 entries: the first entry, the second entry, and the third entry. Okay, the first entry is the one where we use our initial capital of 100 US dollars, while the second entry is the one where we use the first martingale. We multiply our first entry capital by 3. Okay, so why the third one is where we multiply our first initial capital by 9, so that whenever we just have a win among all those 3, anytime we have a win, we are still on profit. So we are currently winning this one now. You can see we are winning it. Okay, and I'm about to get 1,620 US dollars. So if I should get that now, then I'm going to calculate for you and see how much profit we made from that particular single trade. Remember, we didn't win it directly, so it's a win on second martingale, and boom, we already won that trade, as you can see over here. So if I click on view open trade, then you are going to see how it goes. Okay, so let me calculate how much we spent on that trade in total, and of course I'm still going to calculate how much profit we made on it. So this is the trade over here. This is the trade. So starting from here, okay, so you can see this is the first entry where we traded with $100, but we lost it. Okay, so we traded here on the second entry, which is the first martingale. We traded with $300 and we lost it, so making $400. So right now on the second martingale, which is the third entry, we traded with $900 and we won 1,620 US dollars. So the total amount that we spent on this particular trade, let's calculate. Okay, this is 300, this is 100, that's 400, this is 900. So which means we spent a total of 1,300 US dollars on that trade, and we have a profit of about 320 US dollars. I believe you know that. Okay, because the total amount we spent now is 1,300 US dollars. If you multiply, if you minus that from 1,620 US dollars, then you will know that we have profit of 320 US dollars from that single trade. Okay, so this is why I said the martingale is very, very important, and I believe you now understand how the martingale strategy actually works. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to repeat it, and of course you can check on the screen now and see how it actually works properly. So now that you already have a win, return your initial capital to the amount that you were using before. So I'm returning mine to 100 US dollars because it's the one I'm usually using. Now this is a typical example of how it works. This is first entry. Okay, this first entry now, let's say you entered the trade with 10,000 naira, but before you enter the first entry with 10,000 naira, then you should know that you must be having about 150,000 naira on your balance. Okay, so then your first entry can be 10,000 naira. Okay, then your second entry, if the first entry happens to be a loss, your second entry, which is the first martingale, can be 10,000 multiplied by 3, that is 30,000 naira. Okay, so if you win on this one, please just go back to this one and start from 10,000 naira again. So if you win on the 10,000 naira, still go with 10,000 naira again. If you win with the 10,000 naira, still go with another 10,000 naira until you have a loss on 10,000 naira. So if you have a loss on 10,000 naira own, that is when you can move to 30,000 naira. Okay, so if you win the 30,000 naira, go back here. But if you lost on 30,000 naira, then you want to come down to the one of 90,000 naira. Okay, and that is your second martingale or third entry. So I believe you now understand how it works properly. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to repeat this right now. So this is the first entry. Like when we drop a signal, this is the amount you enter with. Just giving an example, it all depends on the amount you have on your balance. So I'm assuming you have 150,000 naira on your balance now. So when we drop first signal, you can enter with this. Okay, so if you win this, you are good to go. Another signal, you have to go with this. Another signal, you have to go with this again until you have a loss. Whenever you have a loss on the first entry, that is when you can move to this 30,000 naira. So if you have a win on this, please go back here to 10,000 naira. But if you have a loss on 30,000 naira on, then you can come down to the one of 90,000 naira. Okay, so if you win on the one of 90,000 naira, just go back to 10,000 naira on. So if you have a loss on 10,000 again, then you can rotate it like that to 30,000. If you win on 30,000, go back here. If you lost on 30,000, come down to 90,000. So if you win on 90,000, you are good to go. But if you lose on 90,000, that means the signal is a loss. Okay, but that doesn't usually happen. It's just once in a blue moon. So but that doesn't usually happen. And if you actually know how to calculate your fund very, very well, you can still manage your capital beyond this. You can have about 6 entries if you want. You can have 6 entries, you can have 7 entries. It all depends on your choice. Okay, and it all depends on how you split your money. So right now, already the 3 trades that we actually add right now is a profit. So already the 3 trades that we already have right now, it's all profits. Okay, we didn't lose any of them. If we Make sure you are always very active on our Telegram channel and be very fast with your entry. Okay, whenever we drop the signal, just come over to your broker and check as fast as possible so that you can get set to enter the trade. So first of all, set your capital, and of course make sure this one has been set. Once you set this one once, you don't need to set it continuously again. Okay, so just make sure you set your capital. Once you set your capital, watch the entry time come around. Once the entry time has come around, then you can click either of the button that will ask you to click, and that's how you can place your trade right here with us.